Hello and welcome! This is Mouse Gunner, and we're back with some more City Skylines, returning to Spin City, where every intersection is a roundabout. And I have the view focused on a problem the city is having right now, and that's a traffic problem, specifically on this roundabout right here. As you can see, traffic is quite backed up, and we have the intersection quite red. Now, this intersection is also backed up to an extent, but I think it might be more a side effect of this intersection than this intersection actually being a problem, although it could be a problem. Now, this traffic backup is causing a number of issues. First off, we have dead bodies that are not being picked up, and we also have trash that is not being collected over here. We have a burning building, but we should have a firehouse over here. Now, there's a number of things that I can do to alleviate these problems. First off, for the trash services, I could put a trash incineration plant over here because all of my incineration plants are over here, and it's possible that they're rerouting through this way rather than coming through this way to pick up the trash for these houses over here, which means they're getting caught in the traffic. Another problem I'm having over here is this coal plant isn't getting enough fuel, so it's not producing as much energy as it could be. So yet more downsides. Okay, so with that being said, we definitely need to deal with this traffic situation. And as I said, there's a couple of ways I can alleviate that. First, I could de-zone this street to have less demands on this street in particular. Now, as much as I think that would help, I don't know if it would help enough. Another thing I could do is just destroy the street altogether, which I really don't want to do because a lot of my public transportation routes through this. We have a metro line that goes through this street. We have a bus route that goes through the street. And as much as those are things that I can redo or I can rebuild if I wanted to, I'm really set on not destroying the street. So I'm not going to do that. And honestly, I have been doing that in the past, and I think all it's been doing is passing the buck somewhere else. Every one of these diagonal roads I destroy, it's just passing the buck to another intersection to have a traffic issue on. So I'm definitely going to work to alleviate the traffic situation at this intersection. And, you know, it's only going to get worse because all the traffic that's over here is routing through here, probably, rather than through here, to get where they need to go to this part of town. Because there's no other route, really. I mean, eventually I'll make another route over here, but that's going to be down the road, not now. Alright, so let's talk about what we can do. Well, I think a good solution, possibly, is to make this a one-way street. Unfortunately, I don't have the money to do that, but I could grab a one-way street. I don't think I can do a one-way street with a bus line, so I might break one of my bus stops. But we could have this all be one-way street. And as a matter of fact, I'm going to go ahead and let time go so that we can get some money so we can actually afford this stuff. Upgrade this all to a one-way street, and then ideally face it away from this intersection. Rather than going into the intersection, we're going to empty it out over into this roundabout. Now, that might cause issues in this roundabout, but considering that this roundabout doesn't have nearly the intersection numbers that this one does, that's a solution we can go for. And you can see all the things that are getting stopped by this backed up traffic. Also, I could make this a one-way street as well to force traffic on this intersection, which is probably more equipped to handle the heavier traffic. Or actually, this intersection in particular. So those are two things I can do. I can force this to go this direction, and I can force this to go this direction. This forces, well, or maybe I can make it go that direction. Either way, I can kind of limit these two streets to make it so that this intersection is more used. Alright, so we should have enough money to afford these things now. Alright, so let's go to upgrade. And for sure, I'm going to be upgrading this street. I may have to redirect the street. Let's see. Which way do I think it's going? Usually you can tell. Yeah, okay, so it's going the way I don't want it to be going right now. It's going into the roundabout rather than away from it. So we're going to redirect that. And instead, have it go that way. Now that did, I think, break a couple bus stops. Oh, it did start a... I didn't want that. It created a traffic stop. I don't know if that's ideal. We'll have to see. We'll have to see the side effects of that. Let's take a look at this public transportation here. So it looks like I did break this bus route quite a bit, and I'm probably going to end up having to fix it. Let's do some of my other changes first before we get too carried away, though. Well, yeah, let's fix this. So we have a bus stop here that we want to delete. We've got a bus stop here that we're going to want to delete. All right, so what routes are being affected here? All right, let's have a highlight. I can't tell, is there just one bus line that goes through here or two? It looks like there's two, but it's hard to make out. So we have this one. And then we have this one. All right, let's see what this one is. So this one routes through... through there. And then the other one, if I can find it. This one. Is it the same thing? No, that one just goes around like that. Okay. And then that one goes through that way. I think this bus stop route, or this bus route, is just all messed up. I wish there was an easy way to delete a bus route without having to go to every bus stop and delete it that way. So it's this route that we have to get rid of, huh? Okay, I think I got rid of the origin point, which is what we wanted. Or maybe I didn't. Alright, well, we'll just keep deleting bus stops until we delete the whole thing. So that's this bus route here. So now we have a bus route that probably just does this odd circle. Okay. I think I've fully deleted it. So now all that we have left is just a bus route that actually does work. It just doesn't have really any stops through here, which we can modify. So, looks like the bus stops are all going to be on the right. So we're going to want a bus stop here. And we're going to want a bus stop, let's say, here. Alright, so we kind of fixed that route. That route should be just fine. And then we'll add in a bus route that does the thing that the other bus route was meant to do. Whether or not part of it got deleted when we changed things up, we'll see. But considering that we're thinking about doing on one way here, I think it's good to delete that bus route, and we can fix it later. Okay, now that we have that situated, and we have the traffic going the right way, I'm still not sure why there's a traffic stop here, because with two-way streets, you don't have a traffic stop. They just go through freely. I don't know why the one-way would create a traffic stop, but that appears to be the case. So we're just going to let the traffic go for now, and we'll just see. We'll see. I mean, obviously, this is going to mess up things for a little while, so we're going to have to keep an eye on it. And I don't expect it to be fixed overnight. It looks like, though, it's looking a little bit better. We still have backed up traffic, though. Okay, so what can we do with this traffic situation? Because this intersection here might still be a problem. I've seen Traffic seems to be doing a lot better here, but we still have backed up traffic here. Now, some of this might just be rerouting because of the changes we made. And we did add more strain over here, it looks like. Yeah, as a matter of fact, look at this. That's a huge amount of backup here. And that could just be cars rerouting, and we also have more strain over here now, which is exactly what we wanted. Alright, so I'm going to speed things up, and we're just going to keep an eye over here. And while we keep an eye, I'm also going to, I think, start zoning more residential here. Oh, and we had some power issues. Well, this guy is now producing enough power, I think, because the traffic situation has been taken care of. Let's take a look at our power situation. Now, I do have... Ooh, we've got some not streets. We have some buildings I have to bulldoze, so we probably still have labor issues. Yeah, it looks like that is a problem. I would say it's not a severe problem, but it is definitely a problem. Alright, so power is an issue, as is labor, although obviously zoning residential is going to take care of that to an extent. Alright, what can we do about the power situation? Well, I still don't have a lot of money here. I could do more trash services, which would generate a little tiny bit of power. Let's see what our trash services are doing right now, though. Quite possible. Yeah, see, they're not outputting much power, and that's because they're not burning all that much trash. So, getting more incineration plants is not going to really help. So I'm definitely going to need some kind of new power plant. Now, I could try hydroelectric, and I've talked about that, but I've also talked about the problems with hydroelectric and the fact that it will change the water course and possibly cause all kinds of issues as a result. I also expect it to be relatively expensive. I could do another oil plant once I get enough money. All right, well, you know what? We'll think about that. We'll just keep that in mind. But definitely, power is going to need to come sometime. All right. So labor's causing some issues over here as well. Which is interesting because I have been dezoning things quite a bit lately. All right. I think enough time's come by that maybe we can see the traffic situation more accurately. All right. So this intersection is now our problem. See, we fixed the traffic situation over here, but we just passed the buck over here. It's possible that this is being backed up as well. Alright, let's take a look at our public transportation. Now let's take a look at our traffic. So what's our issue with traffic here? Things are coming this way onto this roundabout, and they're getting quite a bit backed up. And that's because these are things that previously were trying to go this way and couldn't. Because the traffic is still trying to route through here, which ideally we don't want them to do. Because traffic is trying to come through here to get over here. Now that might be something that we want them to do eventually, but right now that's causing a lot of issues. So as far as I see it, there are two solutions to my problem. Solution number one, we give them another way to get into this part of the town. So we go ahead, we come over here, we get a roundabout, maybe even hook it up to the highway so that these guys have access to the highway. Because right now they don't. They have to come out through here or through here to get to the highway, which is probably a big part of the problem that we're having right now. So if we can give them highway access by putting a roundabout here and then bringing the highway over, or then connecting these two areas of town together, that might alleviate part of the problem. And I think that that's a good enough of a solution that I think we're going to have to go down that route. So let's get building. I'm going to grab a large roundabout. This is going to be fairly expensive. I'm going to put it right about... It doesn't have to be perfect. I'm going to put it right about, let's say, there. Okay? And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to bulldoze all these intersections. I don't think I'm going to end up using them the way that they are. Okay, now that we've done that, let's get some road connections here. So the first thing I want to do is I want to come over here and I want to upgrade this street. Then I want to grab a curved road and I want to come in and curve that sucker in. Then I want to grab a street, or we can do it from here. Let's say we do something like that. Alright, so that's our connection. I could do things that go off from here so that we can fill in this space. We could even connect it over to this neighborhood, maybe. Kind of have a loop that comes over, have like a small roundabout here. That wouldn't necessarily be a bad thing. And then we make another little residential neighborhood in here. That could work. For now, let's focus on the highway. So I'm going to have on-ramps and off-ramps here, which is going to be a little bit tricky because we have this kind of curve here, but it shouldn't be too big of a deal. So let's first grab, we have an off-ramp, then we have an on-ramp. We'll do the off-ramp off of this curve. I'm not sure if I should do the, first off, let's upgrade this so it doesn't produce noise. And I'm thinking, should I do the, off-ramp connection, that, and the on-ramp connection. Which way does traffic go? It goes that way. I mean, I guess it's not going to be perfect either way you look at it. Sometimes I wonder if it would be more appropriate if you were coming in. Nah, it does the same kind of setup. Alright, we'll do it like that. Okay, we'll try and build the highway sections into that. Alright. So let's grab this off-ramp right about here, and we'll page that up. What is over here? Oh, some rocks. Okay, well, that's not a big deal. Okay. And let's grab a curved bit here. And we'll do that. Another curved bit. Come around. And we'll do straight bit. I always hate that it comes at such an awkward angle. Let's go ahead and do more of a curve here. Like about that. And then we'll do a straight. There. Okay, I don't know how kinked that is. It's probably okay. It's kind of hard to tell when you're in the dark. And then we'll take a thing that comes off like that. Oh no, don't do that to me. I guess we'll have to do it like that. It's kind of a little bit too sharp of an angle maybe, but maybe it will work. Alright, so that is our off-ramps, and of course we're going to have to flip this so it's going in the right way. Now we need our on-ramps. So I think I did this completely wrong. We're looking for an on-ramp. Probably wanted to curve the other way. Matter of fact, I think I'm going to have it come straight out like this. Alright. So on-ramp. We're going to want... On-ramp goes like that, so we're going to want it to curve more like this. There we go, that's better. And we have this go like that. Then we have the other one. Page up. I actually want this to come out quite a bit because we've got a little bit of awkwardness with the other section here. So we're going to go ahead and do a curve. Come along like that. And then we got another curve that's going to come around. Alright, I think that's a little too sweeping. Do it a little bit different here. Come out. Need it to curve a lot more than it does. Okay, and then we'll come around. There we go, that's not too bad. Okay, and that should be good. So we've got traffic coming in, and traffic coming off, traffic coming off. That should be perfect. And that should give us a route through the city for now, and that's pretty much all we have money to do. And let's see if this alleviates some of our traffic issues, because now I'm hoping that we're giving our traffic another way to go. So there'll be a little bit less emphasis on everything coming through here. We'll have to see. Still, this intersection is a problem. And I can always make this a one-way street just to alleviate that issue. This will force the traffic to go a different way. It'll force them to either go this way to come through, or go this way to come through, which is ideally what I want them to do. I'm not really seeing that made a huge difference. I'm seeing some traffic come in and out here, but it's just not enough that I think it really is making the big difference that we're looking for. And I think restricting this road here is probably going to be the biggest difference maker, because traffic that's coming... Let's just watch these guys. They're going whoop in here. Whoop in there. You see, most of this traffic is coming through this way. If we make it so that they can't do that, they have to go this way, the one-way street goes this way, then all this traffic that's coming down this way to go through here will be forced to go a different way. So either they'll use the highway. We got stuff we got to bulldoze here. They'll use the highway to come. Kind of hard to tell in this view what it is I'm supposed to be bulldozing, but there we go. I think that's it. In any case, as I was saying, they'll be forced to either go through the highway over here and then use these streets to get where they want to go over here, or they'll go here and here. Now, this does pass the buck again, which is unfortunate and may just cause us more traffic issues elsewhere. But I think it's what we need to do. And honestly, fixing this, if it's the wrong thing to do, I think is not so bad. It's only a matter of upgrading the street back to the street we want it to be. And then we're going to have to probably flip the streets. It's kind of hard to tell exactly which way the streets are pointing. Alright, so let's zoom. Okay, so right now they're going the opposite direction we want them to go. We want them to be flipped to going this way, which for whatever reason causes a traffic light. I'll watch it and see if that fixed the problem. If it didn't fix the problem, then we can always undo it. It's not a big deal. Obviously, traffic is going to be an issue for the meantime because traffic's having to go another way. But as you can see, look how they're rerouting. They're coming through here, and they're going over here, which is exactly where we wanted them to go. Now, on the other hand, that might have not have actually helped the traffic situation all that much. So we're going to have to watch and wait and see what it did. Alright, I think we've given it a decent amount of time. Let's see what traffic looks like now. Much better, much better. Building is on fire. Oh no, the hospital's on fire. Make sure that you have a fire department. You mean, like, right over there on the same street? Oh. Well, actually, technically not the same street, but they have to go that way, and then they're good. Alright, I think that actually worked perfectly. We do have backed up traffic here. Seems like, you know, oftentimes the easy solution to a traffic problem is the judicial use of one-ways. It forces the traffic to go in routes that, you know, aren't so traffic-laden. It spreads out the traffic load rather than concentrating it. Which I think may have solved their issue. I do see maybe the buck being passed a little bit in one particular location. Right here. Now we have a lot of traffic in this area. Now the question is, what's the real problem? Is it this side or this side that's the problem? Because this side is easily fixable. I just make this a one-way street, and I force the traffic to go this way. Because they're trying to go down this way. Maybe that's causing the problem. Because right now I see traffic paralyzed here. And traffic backing up here and here. Now what could be happening is this traffic coming down this way is clashing with this traffic, which is what's slowing everything down. And I think that's exactly what's happening. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use another one-way here. This shouldn't cause any issues with public transport because there's nothing that comes down this route. So let's grab the street, and we use the same one-way idea here. So we're going to do upgrades, these. Okay, now I don't know which way it's emptying right now, and it's for sure not going in the direction we want it to be going. So let's flip that, and then it should be going this way. Good. So we're going the opposite direction that they want to be going. Let's see if that fixes the problem. It's going to take a little while for this to fix itself. I think that was what we needed to do, though. Yeah, we got it. Perfect. We have a little bit of backed up traffic here because of the bus stop and this crappy crap thing. I can't unfortunately upgrade this. I think it was the fire truck partly was to blame for that backed up traffic. Alright, I think we just solved that problem. Yep, looking good. Everything's looking pretty good now. So you just have to kind of look at things, analyze the traffic situation. We do have power problems. But you know what? I think that's a problem for the next video. So I hope you guys have enjoyed. This is Mouse Gunner signing out.